camera because I know the light is really awful and like washed out here, but I can't make it better. I'm very sorry. But that's the best that I can do. Okay, messaged in Discord. Obviously this is still my old paper towel. We're just gonna have to live with it. My computer crashed, so my start of stream was a little bit delayed. Sorry. I know nobody was thinking that I was going to stream today because I didn't tell anybody that I was going to stream today, but yeah, I ended up deciding that this needs to go because although I love my little candy corns and I think that they are very cute, I'm running out of clothing that goes with the color. And rather than doing laundry, I'm just going to paint my nails something else. I gave James the task of deciding the color family of what I should put on next, and he told me apple cider vinegar-ish color. So that's what we're going to be attempting to do today. My baby cat is down here underneath my air conditioning things. Can you see her? I don't think you can. There you go. There she is. Hiding in the corner right there. So if you see me looking over at her and making conversation, that's who I'm talking to. Sorry, that angle is not good. There we go. Yeah, I still need to decide if I'm doing nail art over the color or if I'm not. I'm considering doing little dotting tool sort of apples. And if we're feeling real fancy, we might add some mottled color with a Q-tip. We shall see. But first, these have to come off. So, let's do that. Smooth these. Give ourselves some room. Yes, I'm being lazy. No, I'm not cleaning off my stamping plate. Don't hassle me. Alright. We're going to use the big jug of acetone. I'm going to grab some cotton balls. I do have a hangnail on this finger right there that just happened right before stream. It was actually, I looked down and there was blood all over my finger and I was like, excuse me, what is this? And it was just a very teeny tiny hangnail that decided to rapidly expand one of my capillaries. So these shard glitters that are in this base color are quite difficult to scrub off. So we are going to clip them for a minute, well, a couple minutes, to try to reduce the amount of scrubbing that must be done. I feel like I really enjoyed wearing that color by itself, and I really enjoyed the candy corns, but I wish that I had taken off that base color on the nails that the candy corns were on, so that it was just a plain cream on those nails in the background, because the little bits of black peeking around the corners are a little bit distracting, I think, from the candy corns themselves. However, I still did quite enjoy them. Blah, blah. So we're probably going to be using Essie on the bright cider as our new base color after this gets taken off. Darn. The e.l.f. concealer brush that I use for cleanup, they repackaged them. The little thing it comes in is thinner, smaller, less plastic. And I was wondering if they had changed the handle material because it almost felt plasticky, but it still has paint on it. And it comes off with acetone just the same way. Love you. Oh, let's see how soft this is. You can see how they just want to cling onto the nail there. So we're going to leave them for a little bit longer. I'm doing one hand at a time because I don't like having both hands completely incapacitated. It kind of drives me nuts. Now we could do red apples, we could do green apples, we could do apples that are modeled both red and green, we could do yellow apples, we could do a mix of all three. I have not decided that yet. Whenever I do this, it reminds me of being in 6th grade because I made those like paper origami claws that you can wear on the ends of your fingers. And this feels like that to me. Alright, let's check on it again. Yeah, it's pretty good. This nail has more top coat. The ones with the candy corns, the middle finger and the ring finger do. Because I wore the base color by itself for a couple of days and then I added the candy corns and I did 2 coats of top coat on the candy corns to help even out the whole nail. Smooth it. Well, the baby came out from underneath the piping. She went to investigate her dinner bowl, I think. Okay, that nail is still. Sometimes the glitters themselves just need a little nudge to let go, and sometimes they need more acetone. Like you'll be scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing with the cotton ball, and then you just go boop with your nail, and the whole thing slides right off, and you realize if you'd done that like 10 seconds sooner, it probably would have let go. Initially, my idea was to use this color with Mango Sunrise and Dragon Fruit Freeze to make like a gradient. But as we know, glittery sorts of things don't usually translate super well. Oh boy, what did I? Here it is. Okay. I was going to say, I'm going into this without knowing the location of my cuticle scoop. This is unwise. things with flakies and glitters, when you try to do a gradient with a makeup sponge like you can with a cream, it tends to deposit all of the glitters or flakies in the first little spooch of the sponge. And then when you pounce the sponge up and down, it doesn't, like the flakies don't lay in the polish the same way, because you're depositing all of the color on top of where the flakies were initially laid down with the sponge. So, I mean, that's why glitter nail polish, if it's just glitter and that's all you want on the nail and it's a clear base or whatever, that's why that's helpful, because it doesn't get as much base. But if it's a colored polish like this with the shard glitter inside of the color, they all get buried, and it's not super effective in making it look good. So I was going to try to blend them on the nail with a brush, like I have done with the gold flaky polishes that I have gotten from Polish, and Noodles Nail Polish had one for St. Patrick's Day that I used in a glitter, I guess it's not glitter, in a flaky gradient sort of a thing before. But the Mango Sunrise color, the base is too opaque for that to really blend as well with the other two. The Dragon Fruit Freeze and the Jack-o'-lantern Juice colors, both were, the base was sheer enough. They're opaque in two coats, but sheer enough when, you know, manipulated with the brush that it was workable into a blend, but the lighter orange wasn't able to successfully do that. I think because it has the neon pigment in it. Oh, look, I have a paper cut. What a way to find out. And I could have done the orange and the white together, but I just decided I was going to do this plain and then do another design on top if I felt like it later, which I did. I didn't stream on Sunday because I was feeling very crampy and like I didn't want to be on stream. And I still am crampy, but I needed to take this off and I didn't feel glunky enough to not stream, so here we are. Again. It's like a Demogorgon. Let me make sure that my little acetone jug is full. Do I have an empty one that I can do? Okay, I'm going to put more acetone in this one, and this one needs to be emptied out. It's too murky in there. Okay. I have this green color that has a sort of a multi-chrome, it goes from gold to red, sort of shimmer in it. That could be cute for apples. This one is green with a multi-chrome green to blue shimmer, which feels not as apple-y. This is a little bit muted for like a Granny Smith though. While I'm waiting for this to soak, I am going to get out my swatches really quick and do some deciding. So we're probably going to use some red apples. Here's my reds. Okay, we want a cream, most likely. So I'm just going to browse through my shimmers and things pretty quickly over here. Do you see this? I've talked about this before. Revlon polishes are weird. Okay? They are weird. All of my Revlon swatch sticks do this. And if you wipe them, they look normal again. I just licked my thumb and wiped the whatever that weird white is that happens on the Rev. All of them do that. And I don't know why. It's very strange. Okay, so we got... Okay, we don't want... Those are all too bright and too pinkish, really. Too cherry toned, as it were. Oh no! I don't want to get cotton fuzzies on my swatch sticks. That's fine. The majority of the stick is fine. I just mussed a corner with this little bit of acetone. Oh boy. Okay, so these are a little bit too brown toned for apples. And these ones are a little bit too light. That one's a little bit too orangey. To be honest, this one's too saturated to go with my base color well. This one is too desaturated. Not in color, but in opacity. So I guess sheer, too sheer. This one is a little bit too dark. These two are my go-to reds, and this one is a good one too. Colossal is only a 1 coat. KL Polish Cubana is good as well. And that one is within reach. I think I'm going to go with that for my red. And then green. We want a yellow toned green, of course. And we want a cream. So this wheel has the shimmers and things. We want the one that has the creams. And that is this one. Okay. These are all too light and too desaturated. These ones are slightly too blue toned. That is neon. That is too neon as well. These ones are too dark. That's too blue toned. This one, the different dimensions polish, looks pretty appley to me. These ones are too blue toned as well. Those ones are too light. That one could be a transition-y sort of a color. Those ones are too bright. That's too pale. Those ones are too blue toned. Those ones are little bit too muted to go with the red. We have a couple of things here. We've got, I don't know, that was Zoya Jace. It's a little bit lighter, but maybe we want lighter. Tilda's too bright. We'll try some things. That's going to be, Green Thumb is 2. Compared to Cubana, I think I'm liking the tone of this one. Where did I put it? I Beleaf in You. That's this Different Dimensions polish. And then Beatnik, which is Cirque colors, as a possible transitionary shade. And then we need to look at some yellows and get a little bit of a yellow tone in here too. But let's check on my nails first. Okay. Okay. Scrub-a-dubba-dubba. Just the black flakies by themselves is a little bit Dalmatian-y against my very washed out finger there. James's chair has started squeaking. And most of the time, I think that it's the baby cat making noise. Obviously, I very quickly realized that I'm not correct. And sometimes it sounds like other things like birds, but the majority of the time it tricks me. I hear cheering outside from far-ish away. There must be a Halloween festival thing going on at that pumpkin patch down the road. Okay, let's get rid of this pile of stuff. Okay, let's look at yellows. Again, we're looking at creams primarily. And when you think about a golden apple, what kind of shade do we think of? That's tricky. Like, obviously these are too yellow. And it's not like a mustard color. So these are out. And these are too creamish. Oh, hey, big cat. She's investigating. That one's too buttercuppy. That's too green and too light. Same with that. And then we don't want anything super, super sheer. Because we're going to be using a dotting tool and trying to get it opaque on the dot. So we're going to get rid of the ones that might need 3 coats because that's just too iffy. Sorry, I just realized I got gray polish on my thumb when I was picking up those cotton things. So these China glaze I have right there. And do I have CND within reach? No, it's in that other bag that still needs to be sorted. This one is matte. Let me look actually in my new swatches. Things that have not been organized yet. Let me just make sure I'm not missing out on some. See, like this one, Night Owl Lacquer. It mustard been love. And that's the only cream ones. Did I already swatch that Essie polish? Is that one of these? Yeah. Hey there. So, hey there. 2 goldenrod. These 2. This one leans a little bit more green. This one is too close to Beatnik, but it's darker. I like the lightness of this. It leans into the yellow a bit. Let's see if we got this Night Owl Lacquer. Also within reach. There it is. It mustard been love. So we've got like that for our apple colors, because this is our base color, right? We don't want anything too astoundingly off. And these are a little too light, I think. Okay, that's fine. Let's put this away. Oh, the big cat. She's spoopy. Here, let's turn it this way. You can see her cute, cute self leaning against the cushion. It's a big one. Turn your little pretty face so they can see how pretty you are. Sometimes if you scratch this way, she'll turn the other way, and sometimes if you scratch this way, she'll just lean into it. She's a good girl. You're falling. There she is. What a good cat. I didn't mean to poke you in the cheek. Okay. So, here's the question. How do we want to go about doing this? Are we just going to randomly distribute these colors across the nail? Let me look at some pictures of apples real quick. Varieties. This is an advertisement for Appleseed Variety Pack, but it has a picture of a bunch of different kinds of apples. I'm wondering if that green is a little bit dark. I don't think it is. And the yellow tone is definitely right up the right alley, and so is the red. Let's see if I can find pictures of green apples specifically, because I might want to swap out the green if that's potentially the case. Stupid Google. I had the word apple already, so I typed the word green after it, but apparently apple green just gets you a bunch of search results that are the color of an apple green and not actually pictures of green apples. Syntax and etc. These are a little bit lighter than the color that I have picked. No, that one's a little darker. That's fine. We'll stick with what we've got for now. First, we're going to do base color. We are going to do one swipe down with acetone again before we begin painting our base coat, just to make sure that we haven't touched anything. I do probably need to scrub my cuticles, but we're not going to do that because tonight's a work night and we have limited time availability. Okay, base coat. I'm using Glisten Glow base coat as usual. Hello. You're a lame-brained viewer. You're not lame-brained. Thank you for the follow. Let's bring the camera down over here. We're going to put base coat on. Like I said, I probably should get rid of the cuticle air. You know, you can see it right there, dehydrated, stuck to my nail plate, but I'm not going to do it. It's like those anti-drug commercials. Just say no. Except this temptation isn't a bad temptation. It's in fact a helpful temptation. But that's okay. That is okay. I didn't see very many students in costumes today at the speech therapy office I work at. I think most of them were going to get changed after, like if they were going to go home and change. Where did I put it? Here it is. Get some of this out of there. I flooded my sidewall. There. And the pinky. Oh, she's hiding in the pillow. What a cute big cat. Over here, hand number 2. Again, I over splooched. Man, the onomatopoeias tonight are just coming. Did you put the veggie box in the fridge, my dear? James? James? He's got his headphones on. I don't think he can hear me. I don't want to be super loud because you guys listening to me on the microphone are going to be sad if I do. I'm sure he did. Just sitting here thinking about it now. And I can't go check. Hey James, did you put the veggie box in the fridge? Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. We never, ever, ever get trick-or-treaters in this apartment. And I don't understand why. Because we have kids that live literally on the same landing as us. And you'd think that they would, like, knock on the neighbor's door for Halloween, too, on their way home from trick-or-treating somewhere else. I don't know. Well, it's not like they don't celebrate Halloween because they put up decorations. That's okay. I apologize for the camera wobbles. Okay. Base coat done. Let's do base color. This is Essie on the bright cider. Which is, I think, yes, from their fall collection this year. I need to shake it just a touch. I actually don't remember if I've tried any of the polishes that have the new brush yet from Essie. So this might be the first one. I don't think that I have applied any of the other ones. I mean, I've swatched them on swatch sticks, but that is not the same experience. The formula on this is just a little bit thin, which is actually what I prefer, but the opacity is very good. And that is a very nice brush. I enjoyed that application. Let's do another nail, shall we? I think I am going to do 2 coats. You could probably get this opaque in one if you did a relatively thick coat, but I would rather not stress about that and just do the second. What happened there? Seeing, I don't know. There's something stuck in the polish, but it wasn't a fuzzy. I don't know what it is. That's weird. It's in there now. I think I'm gonna try to get a little closer to the sidewall on that side on the second coat if I can. Might not matter though, that sidewall's pretty tall. I've got a little beginning of a hangnail here, hang on. Well, I guess it's the other side of the piece that caused the other hangnail. But I don't want it sticking onto the side of the polish while it dries. Okay, ring nail. I've said it before and I'll say it again, my ring nails are the most symmetrical of my nails, both in cuticle shape and C curve. The one on my right hand is slightly more straight in alignment with the entire finger. This one is very slightly tilted. It tends to want to angle that way, just ever so slightly. I hit my sidewall there. We're going to have to go in with cuticle scoop more so than on the other nails to really make sure we keep it separated. Okay, we're not going to do the second coat yet. We're going to do the second hand and then come back. So the coat on this nail is slightly thicker just because I had more polish on my brush. There we go. But I don't think that's going to be a problem in like dry time or anything. By the time I finish the other nails and come back around, it'll be fine. But I do want to do this again. Make sure that it's not drying connected to my sidewall. I need to stretch my leg out. I'm sitting cross-legged on my chair about every... Oh boy, it's been 45 minutes since I started stream almost. Because I am a... I don't know. I was putzing around at the beginning, I guess. She's so cute. the lights that I use to really see what I'm doing with my nails do tend to wash out that face cam / cat cam though, so I apologize that you can't see all of her little face markings as accurately as I would wish. But I guess that's, you know, the price that I pay for being able to see what I'm doing. Alright. Again, I banged my sidewall. That happens more often on this hand. Because obviously, if you were analyzing my skills thus far, I'm right-handed. So painting with my left hand is a little bit trickier. This brush is so much better than their old brush. I am just very happy with it. Okay, this one is a little patchier because I had less polish on my brush than most of the other nails. Like I said, I'm not worrying about that though because I was not attempting to do it in one coat. So I'm just going to let myself be okay with that. Okay. I'm overcompensating for the too much polish nail on my thumb. I'm like not dipping the brush in as much as I should be. And then I'm getting not enough polish. Silly. Okay. There's a big fuzzy there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can, and I'm going to yank him out. Get out. Okay. I didn't quite get to the edge over here. So let's do that real quick. There. Oh, that'll do. Let's come back over here and check how we're doing. Oh, we got some bubbles. Probably because I shook it right before I applied it. We're going to wait just a minute. Let things settle just a tiny bit. I like the color. Very sort of caramel, toasty. Very fall. Hey, big one. Oh, smooth. Yes, yes, hello. She's so adorable. She has these little freckles on her nose. They're just so cute. If you go to the cat Instagram that I have, which is Kitty Cat Stew, there was a like up close nose picture challenge or something like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago that I did. You can see a macro shot of her little schnoz with the little freckles on it. Okay, we're still getting just a little bit of fingerprint. So we're gonna wait a little bit. Are you in a game right now?
Why?
You are?
Yeah, why?
I'm thirsty. I need a drink and I forgot to get one before I started.
What do you order?
Just water is good.
Okay.
Thank you. I love you.
Yeah.
I know humidity can affect dry time for nails as well. There we go. But thanks. Yep. Refreshment. Okay. Let's go into the second coat. And let me make sure I'm not getting fuzzies and stuff. Let's bring it back over here just a little bit. I touched my cuticle just a little bit. I'm going to have to clean that up with my acetone later, but I want to get rid of most of the connected space right now. That'll help me make a cleaner line later. I've talked about the TV show Fargo before while I've been painting my nails, and we borrowed the movie Fargo, which was, I think, made first, from my in-laws last week. And when we got home, our PS3, which we use as our Blu-ray player, I could not find the cable to connect the charger cord, whatever it is, to the PS3 controller, and the batteries were dead in the controller, and I can't connect it to recharge it because I can't find the cable. So I haven't watched it yet. But that's okay, I'll get to it eventually. Even if we do have any bubbling show through from the first coat into the second coat, our top coat will smooth that out as well. Okay, there's coat number 2. I'm actually not having to do a ton of cleanup. That brush really does help application quite a bit. Yay! Oh, this sweet blinky one. She's so sweet. I love this cat. That's as good as I can do with the wet nails that I have, my dear. Okay, let's check the thumb over here. Still getting a little bit of fingerprinting. I'm going to wait a minute before I do this hand. We're going to be doing, like I said, dotting tool apples. So we need to get our dotting tool. I had the bigger one out the other day, but I don't think I left it out. I think I put it away. Let me see. I don't see it in there. It's green, but the green one that's here is from the other set. Ugh. No! I just banged my thumb into the side of the little table I have here. So let's do a patch job. Neat, 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 neat. Good as new. By the time we put top coat on that, it will not have looked like it even happened. Dotting tool. Is it on this? Oh, I know where it is. It's right here. We want to use the fat end today. Let's put that here where we can find it later. And let's do the second coat on our other hand. Oh no. Did the same thing on the tip there, but that one I'm able to smudge back into place without having to add more polish. Guess I'm not being very careful today, Oh, praise! Thank you! Hello! That's okay. How are you? I think that's a little bit low. Sorry. With painting your nails, you don't want to run into your cuticle, but when you're doing cleanup, you can only take away polish. You can't add polish. So if you don't get close enough in a curve to make the curve look nice close to your cuticle, then you're just gonna have to make the curve further away from your cuticle, and that is not necessarily ideal. Okay, yeah, I figured that that was part of what was going on since you mentioned it earlier. I did not stream on Sunday, I think I said earlier, because I was feeling kind of crampy and meh. But the pumpkin orange color can't stay on my nails because I don't have enough clothes for the rest of, well, I guess tomorrow, to go with it for work. You know, so I'm all Halloween colors out. Okay, really making sure, like I said, that I'm getting as close to the cuticle as I want to be in a complete curve. I actually need your help for that because I don't know how to do the emotes at a good enough quality like yours are for the size that they ask for. And I was going to ask for your help on how to do that. Because I have the files, I think, that you sent me, right? Of their portraiture. But I don't know how to make them emotable without looking like pixelated crap. Okay. So that is good enough. Okay. Base color done. We're going to wait just a little bit. We're going to do... Here's our not subpar. Okay. Apples. We've got our little apple-y colors over here. And I've seen a couple of tutorials of people doing this. I've never done it myself. We're going to save this color for touch-ups, but I don't want it open, so there you go. Take a drink. I'm mad about the first thing, by the way. The first badge or whatever that they did. That it replaces the regular subscription badge. Because obviously I don't have more than 10 subscribers. I only have 2. You're one and Caters is the other one. And if I mean, even if I, by the time, like, I would have to get 11 subscribers to even have my little nail polish bottle badge show up at all. So, whatever. We have a decision to make about the placement of the apples. I don't know. We could do just kind of scattered. We could also do like a pattern, like a gradient of apples going from one color to the other color down the nail. I'm kind of more in favor of scattered. What are the thoughts and opinions? Oh, look at her lounging. What a sweet girl. Let's get some polish out. My lid. Those are the little stencils that helped me. Do you see how it's 3 little candy corns together? That helped me get the start for the candy corn nails, and then I had to fill in the rest because I only had a sample size of the vinyls, which is I think 4. Sorry, my foot needs to readjust down here. Okay, so let's get the red first. But you don't understand, I don't think. Because if I'm scattering them, it would be like a couple red ones and a couple green ones and a couple yellow ones on one nail. That's what scatter is. Yeah, they were cute. I said earlier, too, I wish that when I did the candy corn that I had changed the base color on the nails that had the candy corns. Just because I felt like having the black shards behind the candy corn was a little bit visually distracting. But Oh well. It was still cute. I still liked it. Le Chiant fat brush. I don't want to get it on that blue because that blue does pick up in other colors a little bit. I did mean scattered colors, and I'm going to scatter the apples, obviously, therefore, as well. Okay, so let's do that. Let's start with my index nail, and what we're going to do is do boop, and then boop, and I like my apples to have a little bottom, so there we go. We're going to add a little leafy stem dealy doodle in a minute. And we might go in on the edges with like some half apples, but I'm not going to do that with the dotting tool because I feel like there. Do you see how that makes a little apple shape? What do you mean your monitor isn't showing up? Like in shipment? Like it should have arrived and it hasn't yet? Oh, I didn't put my top coat on like I said I was gonna. Oh well, living dangerously. We can touch up with the base color if we need to, rather than going around with acetone. That's okay. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. That's frustrating. I'm sorry. I like the little pull down shapes. Like I said, I'm probably going to go in and add like an edge of an apple. And like that edge there got a little bit uneven. I don't think you can see that. Do you see how it's a little bit ruffled? I'm gonna smooth that out with my little brush if I need to later too. And let's do this one right in the middle. And then we'll do a little half one down going that way. Okay. We're just going to do one hand at a time. We're not going to take the red onto the other hand, I don't think. Alright, which direction should we do the thumb? I'm always torn for things like this. Like these ones, the cuticle is the top. Should we make the cuticle the top and do it like this? Or should we do it like that? It's easier in pictures if I do it like that. I'm going to do it like that. I don't care that it's backwards. Oops. Okay. So let's switch over to the Green, yellow, green, yellow, green. Was the JK after I decided? Because I know for consistency's sake, I agree that that makes sense. But when I'm photographing it, it's a lot easier to get a good photo of this angle than it is to get a good photo of this angle. This one needs to be shaken. That red was Kale Polish Cubana, which is actually one of my favorite reds, apparently. I've used quite a bit of it. Okay, green. A new phone. For what reason? Okay. We're gonna do like this. And like this. We're gonna have to get a little closer there with the brush, but that's okay. And like this. Again, we're gonna add a little piece of a one over there because we're trying to avoid what I just did, which is flood the cuticle with my dotting tool. Well, flood the sidewalk. Same difference when it comes to cleanup. I mean, this isn't even your cuticle anyway. It's the eponychium, I think. The proximal nail fold. The cuticle is just the dead stuff that sticks to the nail plate as it grows out from under there. I think I am going to do the bottom bit of it with the dotting tool and then come back to it. Oh. Wow, that's, yeah, okay. I ended up getting a replacement battery for my phone last year, and it's doing okay. But the Wi-Fi issues are annoying, I'm sure. Okay, thumb. Need more polish. Now that's not enough. Not too much though, because I don't want to take it over to the other hand until after I do this. In the yellow color too. We are going to add a little bit of variegation into these apples with a cotton swab if I succeed in my brain ideas. Hopefully it's good. We actually don't have a red to variegate with. We should probably pick one. Those are oranges. Dang you, reds, did I already put you back? I did. Ugh. Nope, those are pinks. I guess I didn't put it back. Where is it then, though? It is. Okay. Slightly lighter. Nail polish. Sidewalk. That'll do. I'm going to do the modeling on the yellow and the green with this sort of greeny yellow. But, you know. Okay, let's get the yellow out. This is It Mustard Been Love from Night Owl Lacquer. I think this was their September color of the month, but I didn't know about it until I looked on their website more recently. Yikes, that's too much polish. Well, maybe it's just enough, because as I found out with the other ones, I have been running out just a little bit sooner than I actually want to, so yeah, I'm glad I didn't do any of the other yellows. I need to scoop in on the bottom part of that apple. It's too chunky. Even this one is looking a little bright compared to the other ones. The other colors on the nail. And if I'd done one of the ones that was even lighter, that would have been even less good. Oh, yeah. Very fall, yeah. At least that's the idea. I think I made my red and green apples too close together a little bit right here. I don't know. What do you think? Do you see that? I should have made that green apple further that way. I could still fix it. Let's do some extraction. This would have been easier if I had done that top coat in between like I mentioned, and then forgot to do. Keeping the cotton swab wet is important to avoid getting a ton of fuzzies stuck. in your thing. Yeah, I'm gonna move the green one over and do a half yellow apple over there. But yeah, we don't want to skimp on the base coat here. Just because that area got removed doesn't mean it gets to go baseless. What a baby. She's got her face toward the camera again. There she is. Look at her face weight. Let's go in with brush. My teeniest, tiniest brush that came in a random set. I don't know who makes it. Came from Amazon. But I wish I could find out so I could tell people. I just need to go back into my order history from 3 years ago or whatever and figure it out. Okay, so we're going to just do a little bit of touch up on some of these, like this apple over here that got really weird on the sides. You're too big, my dude. I'm just gonna dot a little bit more there on the bottom if I need to after I shape the shapes. There's a couple of places where the blobs of the two apples got a little bit too close to each other, like up here. And right here. This base color is very nice and opaque though. So it... Oh, cool! Which character did you go as? I don't know which character you are currently doing with them. Just gonna... That's good enough. Let's get a little bit of yellow on back in here. That's a more expected shape. I need some more red. We got enough in this puddle here for this tiny little touch up. I don't need to get out some more. I just overran my on the bright cider. Oh, that's weird. I was not imagining Victorian 20s vibe. So that just kind of threw me for a loop because I read your second comment before I read your first comment just now. So that was kind of funny. Okay, so that's fine. We're gonna have to wait a minute. And we're gonna add the half apples. So we want to do some fresh polish for this. Big yawny one. Just painting on some half apples. That makes the yellow feel more cohesive. I still need to add the green one on here, but do you know what I mean? Then that one yellow apple isn't standing out as all weird. Oh, that dress totally feels a little bit changed, whatever-y. Oh, of course that's what Ian's dressed as. Wow, wow. The guy next to him looks like a normal person. Like, not even wearing a costume. That's funny. That's great. So, Ian's character is a chick. Alright then. Yeah, that's funny. There. Not complete. I'm still gonna add, I think, a little bit of a red corner right there, maybe. Or I guess maybe a stem leaf sort of situation coming up. This one I need to... What? Well, boy. That was not a happy thing to have happened, but lucky me. The brush did not get on the chair. This is savable. Give me a second. I need to get some Q-tips. I got a little bit of polish on my hoodie, which I don't want to stay there. It's only a very tiny bit. There. And I also got some on my pants, which is less of a big deal because I know these pants are acetone. Like, I can scrub it with acetone and it'll come out without ruining the pants themselves. I'm just gonna get the wet parts off so I don't have to worry about like leaning into it, and then I'll worry about making the last dry bits later. If I feel like this cursory scrubbing isn't enough. There, that's fine. Yes, all okay. So where were we? Oh, we were getting green. And doing this little corner apple to get all the way up to the edge. Because he hadn't quite before. I'm gonna do another little bit of a green apple right there. I feel I want to make that side of that red apple a little bit less bulbous to give it some more space between it and the yellow apple. Oh, there's an Invader Zim movie? I was unaware. The Dark Crystal movie came out. That's the one that you submitted character design stuff for, right? Or I guess it's a series? I guess? I don't know. That's wet enough. I'm just gonna... You cannot add acetone into your bottle of polish to thin it. That is a stupid idea. You will regret it. It will ruin your polish. Believe me, I did it before I knew better, and I regretted it. However, if you have some polish on a palette that you just want to reactivate for a quick little sploot. The Dark Crystal, I said. Isn't that the one that you did the little cave creature design for? With the little hedgehoggy dude that you submitted? They were having like a contest or something. Okay. It's feeling a little bit more stable. Okay. This snail feels slightly unbalanced because it only has yellow on the one side. And this one too, but I haven't finished that one. So I need to make sure that I get a little bit of yellow and a little bit of yellow, I think. I'm imagining what angle these half apples are going at as well, because I have to give them stems if the stem is going in a particular direction, and not give them stems if the stem is going in a different other direction. This freaking sidewall just wants to be so close to the nail, and I just want him to, or it, or whatever, to chill out. I need to trim this again. I thought I got it earlier, but I apparently didn't. There's a little bit of a dry skin hangnail thing here that's being intrusive. There. Okay. That looks okay. That's alright. We're gonna do the mottling. I think next. So we want to get the lighter red. And we want to get a Q-tip. We want to dampen the Q-tip. And we're going to blot, blot, blot into the polish, and we're going to blot, blot, blot out here a little bit until it starts to look a little patchy-ish. And then we're going to come over here onto the apple, and we're going to go bloop, 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 bloop. Just to add some texture. There might be some over. I should have done the touch-up after I did this, because I think there's some that's going on to the rest of the nail. I might want to come in with a slightly more orangey red for this as well. Let's do the other colors. I think I do want a little bit of an oranger sort of a color, so I've got Essie playing coy here. Let's try that. I haven't actually watched the show yet. So I do not know. But Lizzie likes it. She was doing some fan art of some of the characters, I think, the other day. There. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit in a minute so you can kind of see the difference that this is actually making. But it's adding more complexity to the colors that are happening on these little apples. Nobody except me is going to be able to see it, I don't think. But that's okay. It will give me more joy. I'm debating if I should add little shines to them. Is that a little bit too extra? Do I have my Bright Stars sheer white polish anywhere around here? Maybe. I don't know. We'll do the other colors first, and then we'll see what I think. So the green is going to be modeled with this color. I don't know. It might just be that the color for the red is looking flatter because it's darker. Let's see if that's the case with the green. When the cotton swab gets too dry, it starts to leave fuzzies. So that's why you want to keep it moist. But then you want to tap it enough times on the little lid that it's not so moist that it's not leaving the texture, because you want that sort of. Oh, I didn't actually bring the darker green up on that nail to the edge. This one right here so far is my favorite. Do you see how the way that the modeling is makes it look like it's coming around? That's what I'm trying to go for. And that is the most successful example of it so far. Okay, let's do some more dabbing. I think I need a lighter color for the red to make it have that same pop. I'm not regretting the colors I already did. And I have to do them on the other hand to make it consistent, but I feel like I need a lighter color. So let's come back over here. And let's take a look at what we've got. Yank My Doodle is a little bit lighter. Moonshine Manny, the Wayfinder, is quite a bit lighter. Let's try that one. I was going to use the same green on the yellow apples. wondering if that will look weird now that I'm thinking about the modeling color being lighter. We might end up going over the base with the darker with this and then doing this for the highlights potentially. This is what we get for not testing. Okay. I went right over the edge there, didn't I? Oops. Very light-handed with this because it is lighter. It's a little bit tricky. I might go back in again with the darker, like across the bottom. I'm not even really touching the apples right now. I'm just hovering the Q-tip near them to allow the color to transfer more lightly. There. I'm gonna do plain koi again. Barely touching. Okay. That's okay. I don't mind that. The Wayfinder color is giving the plain koi a little bit of a lighter bit to bounce off of while still giving it the rustier sort of a look. Obviously, I am going to do some cleanup around the apples with the base color after I'm done with this. Because right now it is looking a little bit kind of all over the place. Okay. Let's see how this color looks on the yellow. And then possibly change our base color to be this, depending on how it looks over the top. We shall see. I think if I go back, like if I do this kind of just over the whole thing and then do a little bit more of the yellow across on the ones that are more thoroughly shown, I think I'll be okay. I don't think I need to redot everything. Need more of the base. Just a little bit drier. There. Okay. Let's go back in with a lighter yellow. Right across the highlight area. There. I don't think that I actually liked it better before I went back over it. Let's do it one more time. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's fine. Okay, we are going to do a little bit of this. Get rid of some of that polish. Okay, and then we need to pick a stem color after we do the little bit of cleanup that I was mentioning on some of the dabbed areas. Oh goodness, that's my water cup. We don't want to get rid of that. Nope, we don't. So let's get our base color out again. And our little brush. And we're gonna go in any of the areas where the cotton swab overshot the apples and made the background mottled too. That's not what we were going for. That is my favorite apple so far. I like him. Okay. All the green, all the red, all the yellow. Okay. I didn't add the lighter green over top of that I had done next to the cuticle, so I was just adding it really quick. Okay. That's good. Pinky. There's actually not too much on this pinky. That's good. Okay. Now we gotta pick a stem color. We've got this brown from Polish called Desert already right here. So we're just going to use that. It's a nice dark brown. It won't blend into the base color. Oh, big cat's leaving. I guess you get me again. Hello. Let's actually bring this down just a touch. Okay. Gonna get that brown. And we're gonna go very small dot, and we're gonna go right here. And some of these are gonna get leaves if I feel like I need a leaf to add a little bit of green on any of the parts of the little layout. Okay, there we go. We got little stems. Oops, that one's a little bit too long. Cover up the tip of that. We don't want to run into the other apple. There we go. Okay. Like the top of this little green apple too, at the bottom of this nail. Thinking back through all of the neighborhoods that I used to frequent in Riverside County and like up in Santa Ana when I was going to school. And it's been a while since I've been up there. I'm just kind of wondering what's changed. I'm actually going to change the angle of this apple. I feel like there's too much of his bottom coming out based on the angle that I just did of his stem, so we are taking some of that off. Okay. Okay. Oops. We're gonna add a stem right there. Like there's another apple coming up from the bottom of the nail. And right there. This one still feels like it needs more yellow. But I don't want to change that green apple to a yellow apple. I don't know, it's okay. I think of all the red apples, this one on my pinky is my favorite. I'm going to make this yellow apple a little smaller too. Some of them wanted to get really big. I don't know what it was. I dotted them just like the rest. But they wanted to be bigger. Okay. Let's look and see where we want some green. I'm going to add a leaf on this one. I think I'm just going to do one leaf on each nail if they need them. Maybe none on the pinky. We're going to use the same green because who am I kidding? Apple pie. In what regard? Do you mean like the crust of the apple pie? Do you mean... What do you mean? James was suggesting that I should do green bean casserole nails. I'm considering doing a Thanksgiving meal across all 10 fingers for Thanksgiving, which I could include apple pie as part of that endeavor. Have one thumb be pumpkin pie and one thumb be apple. freaking tiny leaf. Look at that. Pow. What kind of apple pie sort of thing were you thinking, though? Were you imagining, like, all of these leaves have been on the same side so far, but that's just where they felt like they needed to be. I'm just grabbing a little blob. On my brush. I'm actually not decanting any. I feel like this one needs a leaf going the other way. Crust, apples, air slits. Yeah. Not every apple's getting a leaf. I think I said that already. I'm just doing them where I feel like I want them. This, this apple lost a little bit of its red corner. I'm gonna add that really quick. There. Just want to make sure that the leaf doesn't blend into the apple, so I'm making sure that I have enough of the lighter green right along that edge. Okay. Don't want to do too much and ruin that apple because he's my favorite. Do we need another leaf on the pinky? I don't think so. Okay, this hand is ready for cleanup and top coat. We're gonna do that before we go on to the other hand. I do need a little bit more of our cider color right there to cover a little red dot. There was something stuck on the corner of the nail there. Okay, so for the red apples, I did that red, and then that red, and then that, and then that, and then that. Okay. For the yellow, I did that, then that, then that, then that. And then for the green, I did that, and then that. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm consistent across both hands. The red definitely needed more to make it complex, though, because the darker red hid the mottling more than the other did. Okay. During cleanup, again, you're just making sure that everything is smooth around the cuticle. All the way around. Just where you want everything to be. Nothing stuck on the skin. That Night Owl lacquer color is wanting to stay in my cuticle a little bit. The It Mustard Bin Love. It's coming out okay, but it's not just disappearing. It has to be treated with intentional acetone application. I really like the red apple on this pinky. He's cute. Okay. So I really do feel like the yellow ones don't have quite as much of a highlighted sort of a situation as the red ones and the green ones, but that's okay. Alright, what top coat are we using? It would be kind of silly to not use my Bop apple scented top coat. But I gotta find it. I should have found it earlier. That's Peach Peach. Out for blood. It's Glisten Glow. Oh look, there it is. Polish them. I might. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Nope. Nope. Well, I don't see it. I might just use the non-scented top coat. And if I find the apple one, I can always add a coat of it later. Let's move this up out of our way. We're floating the brush over the nail. We're not actually touching the brush to the nail because we do not want to smear our apples. that we just created so painstakingly. There's a little bubble in my top coat right there. There we go. I just wanted to pop it so that it can self-level and dry bubbleless. I love you over there, my dear. There's a tiny little bit of red that I didn't quite cover when I was going over the splotching there. But it's okay. Let me bring you in. Nope, I thought I grabbed it, but I didn't. Right here. That apple right there, he's my favorite. The green one. And then this red one on my pinky, which I have not top coated yet. You can see the difference that top coat makes in making a design feel cohesive. Let's bring your focus back down here. Right there. Said it before and I'll say it again, I would rather over apply my top coat than under apply my top coat. Okay then. And there, do you see the red one on the pinky? I think you too. Okay. Okay. That hand is done, aside from a quick pass around with the cleanup brush to clean up the top coat. I think it's cute. James specifically requested appley things, so well, hopefully he thinks it's cute too. There's my big cat. Alright, let's get to appling the other hand. Let's bring this back down. Let's close our top coat. I don't think I'm going to need another coat of top coat. Those dots are not super thick, I don't believe. So we'll be okay. So that's closed. Let's do red. Not that one. This one. This polish water marbles well, the Cubana. It is what I used in my poinsettia water marble last Christmas. Alright, so let's get our dotting tool. Let's change the angle of our camera. And let's put some apples on this thumb. Apples are organic shapes, so see, look, that is going to need a little bit of touch up on the side there, but the majority of the shape can be like asymmetrical and still be okay. But, you know, we don't want apples with tumors. That's kind of not the look we're going for. I'm just kind of taking a look at the other nail to get an idea about how color balance is between the different appley colors. How the color balance is between the appley colors, yes. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay, this one we're gonna go right here. Okay, so I'm doing 2 dots, and then I'm just very lightly kind of pulling down on the bottom of each of those dots to kind of create that little blossom end. No. Get out of there, you fuzzy. Do you see how much bubbling I have, though? And how on this hand, even though there was that bubbling, it's smooth now with the top coat? Yeah, we're okay. Hey, did you see my recap of my favorite green apple and red apple on this hand? Now that it has been top coated. Did you see this red apple and this green apple? I'm going to do another little half red one over there on the other side, I think. But we'll do that with the brush. There's a hair on there. Get off! Polish. Let's do a little apple over here. Going this way. Okay. And then one. We'll do one on this side. Down like this. And then over here, we'll give another color the central spot, this pinky. I know I've seen other people do apples like this before, but the one I'm thinking of the most recently that I've seen is the Kelly Marissa tutorial. She did, I think, last week or the week before. Okay. Obviously, we're going to be touching those up. So let's go back in with the green. Oh no, I have red on my dotting tool. I didn't clean it off well enough and it started to get down into the green. So we're gonna go back over that and make sure that there isn't any red on the top part of the apple. Okay. Let's make that side a little bit bigger. Okay. We still have room for a yellow one here and most of a yellow one there and maybe a little corner of one there, so that seems like I'll be okay. I won't have to do any polish surgery like I did on this hand. That really is the only spot that's looking like it might need a second little bit of something. Is where I did that surgery. So Okay. Oh, you're really back. Oh, I was asking you, were you... I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. There's that. Is that better? If you had seen my favorite little green apple over here and my favorite little red apple over here. So that's my favorite little green apple. That little corner one, and that's my favorite little red apple. I did them up close, but I'll do them up close again later if you want. But we are on hand 2, so who knows? We might usurp our favorites with other favorites. I want a green dude. And I will do another one up here. Wow, he's kind of big. Okay, I think I still have room for a yellow one in the middle there. And then on this nail, I'm actually going to do the pinky before I do the ring nail. And that will help me organize myself in where I think I want them to be. Okay, I think I might be able to fit in a little yellow one there. We'll see. And then this one, we're going to do a little half green. There's a fuzzy there. And we're going to do I do want to leave room for a yellow one there. So we're going to do most of a green one here. Oops. Oh no! Well, that's going to be a cover-up bit there, hey? Stupid thing. Okay, let's see. I want to take off the green before I cover it up if I can, because then it won't leave as much of a lump. Sometimes. It depends on the individual polish. When I'm watching swatches, people who swatch polish normally mention if it dries a different color in the bottle. Otherwise, it's assumed that it's the same. They'll say it dries darker than it applies, or something like that, usually. I'm not going to be too worried about this corner because I know I'm going to be doing some blobbing and most of it will probably get blobbed on. What was I saying? What were you saying? Oh, the apples. If I had given you a close-up of these while you were gone, or if you saw it. Because I gave a close-up, but then I saw that you had said BRB, and I wasn't sure if you actually saw it or not. Let's zoom back in again and change the focus. Okay. Let's clean this. Let's get the yellow. That's okay. I'll show you in a second after I do the rest of the ones over here. I think the reason that the yellow ones want to be bigger is because the polish is a little bit thinner, and so more of it collects at the bottom of the dotting tool. So if I dot some off before I bring it to the nail, I think that will help me to maintain consistency in my apple sizes. Oh well, there's a little trailer that I'll have to cover, but that's okay. And then over here we're gonna do one. We can do that with a paintbrush though. And then up here we're gonna do a little dude. Do you see that? How it's starting to fall down the dotting tool? Yeah. Yeah. That'll be okay. And then let's come on over up to this nail. Do a little half up there, maybe a little corner of one down here. Okay, we were going to try to do one on this side. I think we can. Angle it the right way. Yep, there we go. And then that red one's going to get a leaf. And we need the butt of one up at the top, but we can do that with the brush. And we'll do a little corner of one right there. Okay, and then ring nail. I'm going to do one here. Shape on that is a little bit too butterfly-ish on this side. We'll round it out. There we go. We need to fix that green one, obviously. And we are going to add a little bit of a yellow one at the top there. So I think that's enough for that nail. And then over here, we're going to do a little half one. And then I might shrink this red one down. Tough call. Should we do... Tricky, 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 tricky. Choices! Okay. Let's just... That has to be lower in order to leave room for this. So I'm just going to do it. And we can separate them with the base color when I come back through. Obviously that's getting a little dry. That's okay. Let's go back and fix this green one over here. So we were gonna do a little piece of a green one, but I think I want to do a whole green one. Let's get some more green. And we can do it coming down like that. And the top will go up and off, and that one will get a leaf. I might want to make that red one a little bit bigger to make it feel like it belongs in the space. So let's go up a bit. Obviously we can bring him back down with the background color since I went a little tall on that corner, but that'll work. It'll be okay. Alright, let's go in with the mottling. After we go in with the little corner pieces. Ugh, I need a drink. Now the question is, do we want these to be matte? And the answer is yes, please. The second question is, do we want them to be matte with matte top coat, or do we want to buff them matte? And I think the answer is matte top coat today. But we're going to do that at the end. Okay, so this nail, we want yellow over here. Right there. Goodness, I didn't mean to stay on the nail when I swooped up that direction. Okay, and then on this nail, we want a little bit of a yellow right down there. And on this nail, we want some at the top with a little bump. Trying not to get too much on my skin because it is hard to clean out cleanly. There, that'll do okay. And then on this one, I think I'm going to just move that red up a little bit. On the bottom, I'll just erase some of it. Then this yellow can be on that corner. Oh, that's funny. We've got 3 yellow corners. I'm going to change this one to be green. We don't want 3 all the same like that. It's too similitudinous. Okay. That's better. Okay, and then we did want a little bit of a yellow. We're going to angle this one this way, though, so that it's coming down and around. That's okay. And we're going to fix this red corner. And make sure that, Okay, hang on. We got half yellow, half green. Okay, that one's halves, that's fine. Okay, yellow, yellow, red, green, red, yellow, green. Okay, that's fine. Green, yellow, green, yellow, green, and then kind of green, that's fine. Yellow, yellow, green, 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 yellow. Okay, that one's gonna have a leaf. And then this one is yellow, red, yellow, yellow, green, red. Okay, we're fine. That's fine. That's balanced enough. I'm okay with that. So what we need to do next is get our base color and cover up the areas that need to be covered, and then touch up the red and the green. I had to think for a minute what I actually did want to do. Okay. So like down here, at the bottom of this, needs to not be touching the red one. The red one needs its own little space, like so. Okay, that's fine. And then down here, we don't want any of this greenish sort of color showing through. And we want the bottom of this to be further away from this little yellow corner. Obviously, we are not completely leaving it that way. We're gonna do some more cleanup after we blob on the stuff, but we want to make sure we're giving most of the blob in the area that we actually want it. And then okay, let's go in with red and touch up this little dude on the top of this nail. I think that those other ones don't need any more red base color, which is good. Okay. Okay, and then the green, that's fine. Those are fine. So let's get into the modeling. We're going to do the red first, just like last time. We were using brick sidewalk. Just brush Q-tip. And I want to make sure that we're not like spreading out all the fuzzies. Okay, and then we went in with this Essie Plain Koi. but it didn't give us quite the look that we were going for, so then we went in with the Wayfinder from Moonshine Manny to lighten things up, and then we went back in with this one more time. And that's what we're gonna do again, just to keep it consistent. Okay, I'm gonna keep that Q-tip to use with that color the second time. Very lightly, blah. Attempting to do this very lightly. And I am going to use my finger to blot some if I go too heavy. I'm attempting to highlight the apple in the way that an apple would actually be highlighted, but it's very hard with the size of the end of the Q-tip and the size of the apple. So, you know, some of them come out looking better than others. That's okay. Okay, let's go back in with playing coy again. That gives us the more orangey tone over the lighter color. Russet, I believe, is the vibe that I am thinking of. That one's going to need a little bit of the darker red around that top edge to touch it up before top coat, I think. But that's the red done. So let's go in with the green. This is using Beatnik. So the red colors were Cubana from Quixotic Polish, Brick Sidewalk from Quixotic Polish, the Wayfinder from Moonshine Manny, and Playing Coy by Essie. And then the green is Different Dimension, I Beleaf in You, and Cirque Beatnik. And the yellow ones are Cirque Beatnik with It Must've Been Love from Night Owl Lacquer. And the base color is On the Bright Cider by Essie. So let's do a little swirly twirly. And a tap, a tap, 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 tap it. And a bounce, bounce, bounce. And let's go in and highlight these little green dudes. Just doing the best I can. And trusting of the process. Now that I know what works. Again, trying to very lightly touch this product on. Do do do, pow pow pow. Make sure I don't leave that little corner dude behind. He is not an afterthought, even though he was an afterthought. Okay. And then the ones on this side. And over here. And on this Pinky. All right. That's good for the green. And now we're going to go in with the yellow, which is actually the same color. But we have to do it twice because that's what I did on the other hand. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Okay, we're gonna go. Hey, where are you in Exploring Lord of the Rings Praise? Okay, they stay at Weathertop for several weeks. So what part of Weathertop? Okay, I am in the episode where they get to the ford of Bruinen. And he has been starting to talk about people who are catching up to them with like excitement and like encouragement. And he's occasionally going back and answering older questions from people who watched belatedly. Just kind of like touching on points here and there from previous material that someone, if someone made a point that he wants to discuss with everybody. Yeah. He was even talking about like he wishes that he could like set up a badge system or something on Discord so that people could have a badge that was like, I caught up from, you know, up to episode whatever, or like I've been listening since the beginning and things like that. That's funny. Okay, so then we're gonna go back in with the other color, the Beatnik color. Which I believe Cirque describes as a pickle green, which is pretty accurate. I don't know if he's actually going to be able to figure it out, though, the badge thing. It is. He framed it as, I wish I knew more about Discord because I think it would be cool if, you know. So I don't know. That one is going to need quite a bit of cleanup around the edge. This one up here. Okay, so the mottling is done. Now it's time for the cleanup around the edges of the apples, then the leaves and stems, and then top coat, and then matte top coat on this hand, and then matte top coat on this hand. But first we're going to clean up this because, I mean, that's just messy. Did you watch El Camino? The Breaking Bad movie on Netflix? Sorry, I'm wiping my hand. It's not interesting. At least I don't think it is. I like to hold it by pinching it between my fingers like that if I am doing cleanup in large areas with polish already on my fingers, because then I don't ruin it as readily. Okay, yeah, you should watch it. I enjoyed it. As James's coworker put it, and I agree, it doesn't dramatically change like the outcome of the show, but it is well made and like it's worth watching. It kind of, to me, I don't know, I don't want to say that maybe in case that's a spoiler. I don't know if I've ever told you what I imagine Jesse doing after the end of the show. Because if I have, then what I'm about to say might be a spoiler. I'm just not going to say it. I'm going to wait until you watch it. Okay, let's get this base color going and close most of these polishes. I'm not going to put them completely away. I'm going to set them aside because I want to post these on Reddit and I want to be able to accurately remember which polishes I used. Someone was complaining about that today. Last night when I was going to bed, I was doing mod stuff, and there was a post that was already 12 hours old and it didn't have a complete product list because it was missing some information. And so I removed it and made a comment about why I had removed it so that they would know what was going on. And they were like, what, no warning? I was like, well, I would have warned you if I had seen it before the 12-hour mark. You can totally feel free to repost it, you know, with the complete list. And they were complaining about the rule. But I just didn't respond to the whiny comment because it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth explaining to them that the user community came up with the time limit rule, like they wanted it to be less time, and you know, everybody has to have it be the same, otherwise not fair. It's just not worth it. I'm sorry, my arm is itchy. I'm using the side of this pair of nail scissors to scratch it. There. Successfully itched. Okay, so we are going around these apples. Oh no, I chopped off the bottom of his foot. Well, we're going to have to go in with a little bit of the dark red on one of the other nails anyway, but that's okay. We'll make it work. The one thing I don't like about this brush, do you see that? The angle that the bristles tend to try to go into. When I've been using it. Where is the cuticle scoop? Did you see where I put it? It's not under my leg, is it? No. Where in the world did I put it? Did it fall down here? Yes. Okay. Okay, sorry. I needed to scoop the cuticle. it still in frame? Just barely. Okay. I have my nose is like right here. Can you see my nose? There it is. No, that's the side of my head. No, I'm like right here. Some rogue red splotching. I'm trying to give this little apple butt definition, but not too much definition, do you know what I mean? He's trying to be a little oval, and I don't want him to be. I want him to have a butt, but I also don't want the butt to be so distinctly shaped and that it like draws attention to itself from the rest of the nail in an abnormal way. Get off of there, you stupid fuzzy. There we go. Okay, and then rid of that. This is the one I need to come in with darker red on the top part. So I'm going to touch the pinky when I do that too. Okay. On a nail? What? No? Are you okay? Was it rusty? Are you okay? James was telling me that when he went to the dermatologist, they were telling him that he was due for his like tetanus booster shot. So, you know, that might be a concern. I thought that was a frog face, but it's just the word I. I think you just hit enter a little bit too soon, eh? That's what happened to me when I was like 7. And we were walking on the planks behind Christy's house. Maybe I was 8. I don't remember. It hurt. Yeah, I've experienced that. That sucks. I am so sorry. Yours wasn't even stuck in anything to make it stand up though, right? It was just like a death trap all by itself sitting on the floor. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, make sure that we're not leaving that. Okay, so we need to touch up the red on this hand, on this finger, and on this finger. And then with the one leaves and stems and clean up and top coat. Yep, yep. These are cute. So, particularly, like, individual apples I have great affection for. And then some of the other individual apples I'm like, yeah, you're okay. But, like, the ones that I have affection for, I have great affection for. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look what I just did. the wet base color that I just put across there, I bumped into my little brush. And the red bits that we're going to touch up there are more than we initially had thought. Oh, it did. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a little bit less catastrophic in the quite literal original sense of the word. Okay, so this goes like that. And we need to keep the green out because we want to make leaves. Okay, and then this red. Ugh. What's oh no? Oh, the finger. It's no big deal. We can fix it. Oh, I just went in the green though. That would have been funny. What's the thing? Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Bob the Builder. Nobody has Bob the Builder stuff for their children. It's like he never even existed because he's not on air right now when these children are little enough to want to watch him. Okay, we'll have to come back in with the base color there. I overshot just a touch. Okay, so we need to... Okay. The general apple-y shape is okay, but I need more light colors. No. Yes, Arachnophobia. I thought you meant Bob the Builder. Yes, I have seen Arachnophobia. You showed it to me. I forgot that I had seen it until you described to me that there were things happening in a barn, and then I remembered. Okay, so we are just going to go across this, just in sort of a little squiggle with this on this corner, because I don't want to do the entire apple again, but we are going to do the lighter color too. Isn't there like a son and a wife, and then the son makes friends with someone? I don't remember. It wasn't like a great movie. It was okay for what it is, you know, but it was not like mind-blowingly memorable. Okay. One little last bit of this. I want to make sure that it goes on that. There we go. Corner. I like it too. Yes, I like it too. But it's not like... I don't remember every little plot point. Because I saw it several years ago. And I have not seen it since. And I haven't really thought through the whole plot since. To refresh my memory. Look at that sweet big cat. You were just the sweetest. I love you. Okay. And then we needed the red for the other apple over here. On this nail, which we're going to do right now. And then we're going to go right back over that little bit that we overdid. And that's what a lot of nail art is, isn't it? It's try to make it as small as you can, accidentally go too big, go back over it again as small as you can, accidentally make that too big, until you end up in a state in which you are satisfied. Well, that looks okay to me. Yes, yes, this is all very familiar. But isn't there like a teenager or something involved in the barn part? That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so we need this for the leaves. That's the green. I know it's out of frame, and that's brown. No. Okay. Well, I don't know what that was mixing in with it then. In my reconstructive process that is memory. There's like a girl he's interested in, like a love interest situation. Is that part of it? Right. No, I'm not. I'm thinking of specifically the one with the family. But doesn't the family have a kid? Like a teenager kid? Or is it just a little kid? I knew there was someone he cared about. It could have been his wife. Yeah, okay. Teenagery. I wasn't thinking like hot stuff teenager. I was thinking like adolescent, stand by me age sort of teenager, which I guess is not fully teenager. I like that red apple. You showed arachnophobia to mom and dad, yeah? How did they like it? I'm not gonna put a stem on that corner one. Right? Yeah. It's like when you become a teenager, right? Oh no. Well, I don't know how that happened, but now we have to touch it up. I just got a really weird brown smudge right in the middle of that apple. My hair is falling out of its bun. Ugh. It's warm in here. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind. This big cat though, she's so cute. I'm sorry that it's so washed out. I really did try. I spent like 15 minutes trying to fiddle with settings and make it less intensely bright in the blowout, and I couldn't make it not be blown out on me or on the cat. No. What's it about? I think this apple, this red one here, is my least favorite apple of all of them because he's just so, like, slightly wonky, and he just got a slightly wonky stem, too. Okay. That's kind of funny. Had you seen it before you showed them, or was it new to you too? I like this green apple too. I'm not going to add a stem to that one either. Alright, let's think about leaves. Oh, okay. I need to stretch my other leg. Take a drink. Okay, after I do the leaves, I'm going to do cleanup on this hand, regular top coat on this hand, and then I'm going to do matte top coat, cleanup, and then matte top coat and cleanup. If I don't wait between the regular top coat and the matte top coat, it's just, it pulls differently. It doesn't make it as level. That's true with the second coat of regular top coat too. The self-leveling of the top coat as it dries really makes things much smoother. Alright, I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit. You were in quite far, actually, so I didn't realize that I had already zoomed you in a couple clicks on the regular. Okay, so we need leaves, so let's get some green out. James, I told you I wasn't sure how detailed I would be with this, yes. He's not listening. He's playing a game. Never mind. I'll tell him later. What I was going to say was I did the most complex version that there could be. Okay. When I make my leaves, even when they're teeny tiny like this, I do a curve this way, and then I did a curve this way. And that one actually has enough differentiation. I don't need to worry about adding lightness in between. But I am going to add a leaf onto this because I want to thin out the amount of yellow in that chunk. Okay, we want to add, I want to add, do I? Yes, I want a green leaf on this. We'll do it up here. And then we're going to do an earth tone. I know, right? Praise, it's kind of insane. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it as well as I possibly can. I'm not gonna, like, do it shoddily. That would be preposterous. Okay. And then we're gonna do one going this way on the yellow one. I got an ad today in front of a James Gurney video about online marketing for artists. It's a free masterclass. Thought of you, but I didn't think you would actually be interested because you actually are having more traffic than you want. Well, you know, as much as you can handle at the moment. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. Nice, good. So that nail is 2, that nail is 2, that nail is 2, that nail is 1, that nail has 3, that one has 3, that one has 2. That's 1. Let's do, I want to say 1 this way. Can you see that? Is that in focus? I'm sorry if it's not in focus. Hang on. There. Is that better? Not really. That's on the bottle. There. That's as good as I can get, I guess. Yeah. Exactly, because you have that new person. So, you know. Okay, so we need a leaf on that corner. Some of the ugliest stems are on this poor little finger. Okay, so we're gonna go that way. And then this one we already established was an ugly apple. But I think he can be redeemed. Let's add there. We're gonna have to separate that from the green apple above him. I just bumped it on accident. Yes, that was what James was going for. he was like, what are some fall colors? And then he started listing a whole bunch. Because I asked him, I said, what color do you think I should do for the next one? And he ended up saying something appley, maybe the color of apple cider vinegar. And so here we are with a base color that is roughly the color of apple cider vinegar with apples on it. There you go. Next to it. There we go. Actually, that made the stem more interesting and less wonky. You totally can't see it from back there. But it's better than it was. I assure you. I'm also going to shorten this one just a touch. I'm not making a leaf, I'm just adding some green to the green apple because that stem was getting a little bit crazily long. And just attach this right there. And make sure that has no fuzzies. Okay, and then we need the green on the pinky. I'm thinking on this little side red apple. Manzana. Okay. Let's go this way to pull the color. Oh, now my polish on my little brush is just about the driest that it can still be workable. There we go. I don't have to touch it up. I did it. I actually kind of feel like this corner. Is it? No, I think it's okay right now. Okay, so let's close this and let's do some cleanup. Where's my cleanup brush? Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. Again, we're just going right around the cuticle area. There is nothing that we are able to add to the base color while we're cleaning up. We can only remove. And I have on occasion gone in and added a little swoop of something if I went too far. Usually on this middle nail because the cuticle is wonky and sometimes I'll follow the cuticle too closely instead of adjusting my curve to be visually symmetrical. And then I end up with a V-shaped cuticle line and it just looks stupid compared to the ones beside it. And, you know, I don't want that. So I have a little bit of a dry skin thing right there. Do you see it? There. Okay, that's fine. Let's do, oh, freak, I forgot that I have a paper cut right there and I literally just like swiped acetone directly into the paper cut. Like, it was like I knew it was there and I was going for it, except that was exactly the opposite of what happened. I mean, I did know it was there, I just forgot. Okay, this green. Did you hear me earlier, James?
Hmm.
I said, you know how I told you how I wasn't sure how complicated I was going to make this?
Yeah.
I did the most complicated one.
Figured.
Yeah, I know. That's what Prey said, too. It's silly. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. Okay. The stem on this red apple is right at the edge of the nail. It barely made it on. I didn't forget the middle nail. I'm coming back to it. It just has that yellow right at the cuticle, and it makes me nervous. Yes. This is the nail where I have to be really careful with my cuticle. And I usually will judge the shape from this angle rather than from the front because it's easier to see the curve. Because I have to leave less here in the center than I want to, because if I leave as much as I could, then it makes everything look V-ish. Oh, I'm removing the, okay. I need some of the cider color to re-designate the edge there. Already did the index nail. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang you. I think this snail is the most unevenly balanced on color. Do you see? Now that I'm looking closely, though, I see yellow, 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 yellow all on that side of those nails. So I'm just not going to look too closely. Huh. There is just a tiny hint of green in the Night Owl Lacquer It Mustard Been Love polish that makes it perfect for this more than any of the other yellows that I have. I'm very glad that I got it. You know, like, I have mustards, yeah, but they're not all the same. They have different undertones. They have different leanings. And they are all good for slightly different, you know, applications. Oh, cool. I'm so glad that I'm sure is whenever I do something like that that's been like hovering around in my brain for a while, it's a good feeling. Really make sure that this is separated before I put the matte top coat on. There we go. Okay. This actually needs a little bit of touch up on the sides of that yellow. I had forgotten that I wanted to do that. Let me do that really quick. Okay. Right along the side here, we had a little tumorous lump. Okay, top coat. Let's get this out of the way again. When I dip my top coat brush, I'm actually going to do this nail first, so I have give that little repair a moment to set. I very intentionally try to pull the way that I put the brush into the polish bottle either increases or reduces the amount of bubbles that I have on the brush. And sometimes I'll dip multiple times before I'm satisfied with my dip. If I like did it haphazardly and like the bristles hit the neck of the bottle on the way down and caused them to like fan out in the water and catch air in between them, you know, stuff like that. So if you see me like waffling around for a minute when I'm getting the brush for the next nail, that's why usually. I'm not just dipping it several times for no reason. Like I have a purpose. If I dip it correctly the first time, I can just go, you know, just like I just did. That one was fine. Bring it this way again, sorry. I really am glad that I found an angle that I can work with the camera and actually have it be as close to my face when I'm working as I want it to be. When I was doing my nails, a couple of times I did them when I didn't really have time to stream but still wanted to do my nails. I was like thinking to myself, can I really actually get this close while I'm on stream? And today the answer is yes. Yes, I can. I have a little bubble right there. We're gonna put matte top coat on here, so I am okay with getting a little ridge in my top coat because it'll get smoothed out. But I don't want the bubble there because even with the matte, the bubble will show. I'm sorry, I think I'm up out of frame. I'm just scooping the excess top coat out of the channel between my nail and my, whatever you want to call the skin around the nail, as one single word. Because these are the sidewalls and this is the epicum. But I treat it all as one big U. Okay. Yep, that's okay. Good. Do you see how the bubbles in the base color are disappearing slowly but surely? No, you can't because I'm too close and it's out of focus. The same thing's happening on the middle finger. I love this top coat. Okay. That really is the ugliest apple. That one right there. He just like takes the cake. But that's okay. There are ugly apples. So the fact that one of them is on my nail isn't something to cry about. It's just, you know, accurately representing life. Okay. There. Okay. All the way around again. Pop. Okay, I'm going to give that pinky 10 seconds. Then we're going to come back over here to the first hand and do the matte top coat. Do, 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 do. Yep. While we're waiting, I'm going to show you those up close, the two I was talking about earlier. Okay, right there, that green one, he's my favorite. Do you see? I'm going to stay here until you tell me that you see. I'm wondering if there's a delay. Okay, and then the red one on this pinky. I can get the brightness up just a little bit. Come here, lights. There we go. There he is. That red one. And then on this hand, let's see. Who do we particularly like? I like the green one on this pinky. Oh, goodness, the light, the angle. This top part is a little bit weird. This one is the ugly one. This one right here. You see him? He's a little bit wonky. This red one is pretty good. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's what I spent all the time mottling them for, right? To give them that vibe. Back here, of course, they just, like I said, nobody else is really going to appreciate what I'm doing right now because that's, yeah. And that's fine. I'm not expecting him to like get up close in my grill. All right, here we go. Matte top coat. Yep. Apply. Around the tip. Gotta scoop the cuticles pretty quick because the matte that I have is a quick dry and we don't want to make any ridges on the edge. Okay. It is already mattifying, you can see that, but it's not fully matte yet.